Welcome to Live in the Trenches. I'm about to do a reaction to how to stop the shooting in Chicago, but we know it's not going to stop. Let's get to the video.
This is where I am every day, right here. We're gonna start at Jackson and Pulaski, which is the West Garfield area. This is where it's a hot spot, it's a target spot.
Patricia Hilliard spends most of her time in one of Chicago's deadliest neighborhoods. She's a violence interrupter, meaning she watches for signs of a fight and tries to step in before someone gets shot.
Step in Chicago? Motherfucker had to get down.
I was born and raised around here. I've lived on just about every block from Congress on down to Madison.
You're really part of this neighborhood.
I am a part of this neighborhood. I am a product of this neighborhood. Around here, I was a gang member. I was their queen. I was considered the big hat. I was a gang chief, which is why I love being assigned to this area, because I get to give back to the community. I get to
Stop capping on this motherfucking shit. Chicago's corrupted, man. We all know what it is, man. Squad shit.
to rebuild some of the things that I helped tear down. And with the people. Who's calling? I got a problem.
Real major, you better get it.
Oh gosh.
What's going on, you know?
What's it? What is this, Wayne?
What his name and what his name?
Oh God. Don't put the camera yet. Let me diffuse this. Yep.
Boy, they know they capping for this motherfucking vice, man. You get your ass blown down in Chicago doing that goofy ass shit, trying to in between. Nah, man, that ain't Chicago, bro.
What the going on? Yeah, I know. Look, come on, where you at? Come on, holler. Come on, holler at me. I'm literally shaking.
What just happened then?
So that was a conflict that more than likely was finna turn to gun violence. They had guns on them.
But I do appreciate women like this that trying to do better for Chicago, that want to see Chicago doing better. Big shout out to her. No shade. You know, Chicago need to change. They need to embrace each other. We all black. And let's stop the violence for real.
Fortunately, I knew both of the parties, so I got in the middle and was able to talk one down and put him in the car and make him put the gun away.
You saw the gun, though. You saw
Yeah,
it.
there was plenty of them. I was able to get them separated and have him drive off. And I called him on the phone to make sure he doesn't come back. I'm not done with it, though.
Yeah.
I'm not done with it because I have to reach out to the party that.
But I do want to ask y'all this, staff and Green. Do y'all be out there at night? That's the question.
Actually started, which was yesterday, so that he doesn't come behind him.
You're tracking this whole story, where this started.
I'm on all parties. All parties. Right now, they just scared the hell out of me because there were so many. I'm just glad I was able to get him to leave, even if just for now. We stopped the shooting.
Violence interrupters have been a part of Chicago's neighborhoods for more than 20 years. But the program's now at a critical point. That's because, for the first time, the city's made a major investment in it, backing it with $23 million since 2019. But instead of a...
Listen, man, Chicago, it's a lot of positivity in Chicago, bro. Don't get it twisted. It's a lot of violence, but it's a lot of positive things in Chicago, bro. Man, I appreciate everybody. I love that city, man. Chicago is a second home to me. I love Chicago, bro. Let's get it.
quick return, murder rates have gone up, just in time for the debate over alternatives to policing to get a lot more contentious.
We can't say on one hand that we don't want police for whatever reasons, with all the violence breaking out on the south and the west sides of the city, but we're funding organizations that have no impact.
That's created a new challenge for advocates like Vaughn Bryant, who have to prove that violence interruption really does work without getting caught up in the politics of defund the police.
What's the relationship between these programs and policing?
And so if we're doing our job, we hopefully will make the police's job easier. I do think that there's always going to be.
All right, so this is like The Shot, just like the mayor's of The Shot that be on Showtime. They doing the same thing as The Shot. So I guess The Shot is kind of a little bit true to the real Chicago. Big shouts out to Chicago, man. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, man. My voice going out, man. I'm doing back-to-back videos, man. I appreciate all the love y'all send my way. Let's get it.
A place for policing because, you know, there are certain things that we just can't handle. So we just want the police to be better and more responsible, and we want to be a part of that solution.
This model of intervention has 20 plus years of being in practice here in Chicago. I mean, is it not working?
I would just say that it hasn't been consistent and sustained for a longer enough period of time. We are currently in 28 communities, but if you took the top 15 and put 10 million in the top 15, then you're gonna see some results over time, but you still have to sustain it.
Well, you're talking about, so 150, $200 million is kind of what you think it would take to really get into this, right? It's a significant amount of money.
It's a significant amount of money, yes.
Chicago currently spends almost 100 times more on policing than it does on violence interruption. To balance that out, the city will need a lot more than vague promises. Andrew Papachristos has been tracking how violence intervention programs actually impact crime rates.
Prior to COVID, we were seeing double-digit reductions in violence. And even after COVID, the neighborhoods that had outreach still did better than neighborhoods that didn't have it.
Whenever you say to someone, these programs, you know, they've been around for a while, we're not seeing large-scale impacts, the response tends to be, we need more money, we need more staffing, we need more time. When is it enough?
Yeah, that's a great question. You know, I think to assess impact, like whether something worked when you did have investment, you're talking a minimum of 3 to 5 years, right? And in fact, we've not invested in them for so long. Why would they succeed in year 1 or year 2 or year 8? You have to build a profession, but it requires training, it requires investment.
Is that complicating when the conversation over funding and supporting and building up these programs is tied into this larger debate about where should the police's role end?
I think that's where we are right now, and I think it's super complicated. The thing I would caution against as we invest in public dollars is tying success to just crime rates. We don't do that with police, right? Because in which case we should be taking money away from the police just because crime went up.
I think the police should be defunded because they're not protecting us, bro. Like literally, I can't even walk down the street at night. And that's sad as a free American. I get harassed. Everybody, you know, the police never did nothing for me but harass me, niggas, beat me up. You know, the police ain't never did shit for a black community, bro. So I think that every state in America, bro, we can fix our own problem, man, and defund the police, man. That's the only way black lives gonna matter.
But we are at the most fundamental turning point in the city I've seen.
Can you dig that, though?
This is the moment. I think we got to get it right.
The job of getting it right and doing it in a way that doesn't inflame the debate over defunding the police falls partly to Norman Kerr, the city's first director of violence reduction.
Are you sensitive a little bit to the idea that this is somehow in opposition to policing?
I don't think it's in opposition, and it shouldn't be pitted against police. It shouldn't be pitted against any other industry or program. Violence interruption, street outreach is its own field. We're trying to legitimize it. We establish standards that all our programs are living up to because we want it to be legitimate. No question about whether it's needed or not, and it's not a flavor of the month.
Are you worried that if this program doesn't get a much bigger investment pretty fast, that public support will disintegrate around it?
I'm always worried about it. I lose sleep over it. I mean, it's just really frustrating that we have to do this sales pitch all the time around this. You know, if this were, you know, some affluent suburb, we wouldn't be thinking twice about it.
the hard part is that from the outside, obviously, it looks pretty bleak, you know? I mean, shootings were at a near all-time high in Chicago last year. It's higher than that this year.
Yeah.
I mean, does it feel like it's not working?
Well, you know what? I don't feel like it's not working because I know firsthand the progress that I personally have seen myself, that I've made.
But it looks like you have to kind of focus on small victories in a way.
Exactly, and I'll take that. See, that's the thing. I'll take it. I'll take it. If I can get a little progress out of a person who can't nobody get through, who won't even stop and give you the time of day, I'll take it.
Welcome live in the trenches. Make sure y'all go to Damian World, like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, man. Hope this was an educational video. Chicago, man, I salute to y'all, man. Stop that violence, man. Stop slinging that gun and pick them motherfucking gloves up, man. Love.